Do you struggling for hot water in your property? Just check this out, what I'm gonna do today. I've been here the other day to do investigation and fault finding on both of these immersion heaters. I did find out that that one, which is the off-peak, was burnt completely, as you can see. So that element has gone, but equally we did a resistance test on the second element and that one's gone too. We've got a tank with both immersion heaters, the top one and the bottom. This is your additional boost supply. So this is what you do is, that's what I've put for the client. So 24 hours supply. So this is where you press and boost your power if you have extra guests in a property or you just come back from holiday. And this one is you keeping it on all the time because that's just going at night using your cheaper tariff. And also, that cable is heavily underrated. We should be using 2.5 flex, 3 times 2.5 millimeters square, and that is not. You can just give a little comparison to the cables. Massive difference. These cables have a higher resistance and it's not good to allow them to heat your hot water. Let me just show you what an old cable look like. So you can see it's pretty unsafe. It's all burnt. You can see that clearly. Let's open this up. This is not a difficult task to do, but there's just a few things that you need to keep in mind to make sure this will be a nice and safe installation. Firstly, I was here last time, so I just put 𝗂𝘂𝗶𝗍𝗂. Equally, we're gonna change the cable as well as rewire the thermostats. So what we will have to do is check the fuse board. If both of the breakers are down, they are. So this is immersion heater 24-hour supply. This is a night tariff immersion heater. They're both down. So what we will do is open up the plates. And that's it. Release the earth. Neutral. These do not have the actual fuse, so these are not fused switches, these are just double pole switches. Safety would now be reliant upon the fuse breaker. Cool, that's done. Whenever working with flex cable, I would always put crimps. This is just making sure the cable connection is as best and sound as only possible, and that's what we will do today. Okay, and we'll give it a go. So, okay. Now, thank you. Underrated cable. We will not use it. We're just gonna keep the 𝗂𝘂𝗶𝗍𝗂. So let's do the first one. From here all the way there. Here is the difference in that cable. You can see it clearly. Huge, massive difference. So that one is a risk, high risk. We don't need much of this cable, so on the probe side, and I'm just scouring because what you want to do is you want to break the insulation just like I'm doing now. Okay, that's it. Cool, that's there, and that one here. Give it a pull. Lovely. Smashing. So for that, we'll need crimps. Nice. Neutral, live, and I've got my special crimping tool. And for the earth, I'm considering just putting a fork. It will be so much easier to terminate this. Nice. Where's the neutral? These will be marked. So live, neutral. These are like a plug-in probes. So changing the thermostat on the immersion heater is not actually a difficult thing, but things you have to keep in mind is the cable size. Crimps are very important for the integrity of the cable and your connection. So the burn cable is not going to, the termination is not going to come loose, and equally you're not going to get weaker higher resistance on that cable, and just know what you do basically. So here we go. We're going to put that little fork right behind that screw to make sure connection. But we don't need to use that because we are using fork on this occasion, so we're going to flip it the other way around. So let's see if we can address those cables. If not, there we are. One, two. Okay, and that's gonna go up in here. So why the crimps are important. So imagine you put this into one of those terminations, and what's gonna happen is the screw is going to squeeze the cable, and imagine that you're just moving the cable. So now the screw is only holding how much? Well, half of it. The current carrying capacity of that cable is not there anymore. So that's why we need the crimps to do that job for us. I'm gonna double that over just to make sure this will go in nicely in the same earth terminal. Yes. Neutral. And look at it, you can just shove the cable in because you know it has a crimp on the end, so the connection will be nice and solid. You couldn't just shove it in like that if this was just a normal, twisted cable. Okay. And the cable grip now. To get a good grip on that cable insulation so it doesn't damage, but it's just good grip. That's it, job done. Now let's do the second one. Work your way out around the cable. You have to be careful not to cut the inner cores. That's it. Yes, so you want to make sure that the insulation on the cables is not damaged. Now let's loosen the earth connection. Start with the earth first. I still need to go back and fix the earth nut. Okay, that's that. I always teach my guys to double over the earth cable if it's the single cable going in to the termination hole, but on this occasion that one would be quite thick to compare with the other one, so that's why we just double over to make sure that both will stay in, terminated as they're supposed to for the earth continuity. Put this one in first to make sure that we're not pushing the sleeve into the termination block. So how to do that? I put a bend here, and I'm now gonna use my finger to push the cable rather than the insulation, just like this. With my other fingers I'm holding a second cable so it's not gonna slip out. Okay, let's just double check all of the terminations now. Yes, yes. Oh, that one was quite loose. And that one. Put the grip on the cable. So whoever was here before me, they've used whatever that plastic is, because the cable that they have used, it was just so small that the cable grip could not even grip on it. So you please use the right size of a cable, always. Okay, nicely gripped. Okay, they both gonna go up, and for the time being we're gonna put a 24-hour supply on and just double test if we get a voltage on it. Earth to live, yeah, 240, to neutral should be 0, and neutral to live should be 240. Well, on the off peak should be anything, because this one is not on. It's only going to be on at night. And equally, earth to live, nothing. Okay. Right, so let's tidy this up.